I know they're in like last place, but there's something so gratifying about beating Buffalo after all those years where they dominated the Leafs. Canada's 3 national sports should be hockey, lacrosse, and booing Ryan Miller.
What? You serious?
Mind blown. We need ideas.
I'm dumb.
Silly hard. We get to the game, please. It's so true about Ryan Miller. Jonathan Bernier comes in like, I'm the new guy in town. I need to win the fans over. I know, I'll punch Ryan Miller in the face. Repeatedly. Leafs win 4-3 in the shootout over the Buffalo Sabres. Them Leafs are good at the shootout. The Leafs are 9-4 in the shootout and have the most shootout wins in the entire NHL. Because the hockey gods don't give a crap about you or anything you think makes sense. Phil Kessel opens up the scoring with apologies to the lactose intolerant. Philly cheese, 1-0 Leafs. Then the Leafs open up the second with a big fat fart. Matt Ellis scores his second of the season. That's sniper. Then Cody Franzen makes a horrendous giveaway. Matt Molson puts a shot that almost looked like it didn't go in, but it did. 2-1. Cody Franzen just continues to break my heart. He's got such a skill set. He's so good in the offensive zone. And defensively, he's a horror movie. And I understand him trying to pull off that little move, chip it along the board, see if you can get that extra man in, but it's Matt Molson! You do that with a bum, not their best player. No worry, because Eagle Eye Nikolai rains on their parade about a minute later, ties the game up. Damn it, Cooley! You have a shot! Use it! Kuhlman with Holland and Clarkson has potential, especially if Clarkson's gonna do screens like that. Flying ass! How do you defend a flying ass? That's right, you can't. All teams league-wide, you look out for that flying ass. We're coming for you. Yet another play where Clarkson, instrumental in the goal, doesn't get an assist. Again, what do we refer to this as? Daryl Boyce syndrome. And while I have been critical of David Clarkson, if he does that but doesn't get an assist, I will give him credit every time. Holland knows how to shoot the puck and he's not afraid to do it. If Kuhlman just shoots it a little more and Clarkson continues to be a jerk in front of the net, that line could be a line. We'll get to that whole mess later. Kadri sets up Morgan Riley. Beautiful. It's 3-2. A tale of two guys who just have all the skill. Riley, in terms of just raw skill, especially for his age, is a freak, but it's putting it together in a way that makes sense. And he's having difficulty finding his own room in the NHL. Luckily, there's the Buffalo Sabres, who are barely an NHL team right now. He sneaks in, Kadri sees him, puts it on his tape, because that's what Kadri does. 3-2. Then early in the second, Cody Hodgson scores a stinker of a power play goal on James Reimer, similar to the stinker that Jonathan Bernier let in the night before, and it's tied. We go to the shootout. Not even gonna bother with overtime and all the blah blah blah. Shootout. Because really, all 3 Leaf shooters score. When was the last time that happened? Certainly not a common occurrence. With JVR, I think I'm starting to see it. Because I think I've said this before, he always starts his shootout move the exact same way. He's a left-handed shot and he kind of just starts edging towards the right wing. But it doesn't really matter how he starts because once he hits the hash marks, he's got like 3 or 4 moves from there. One of them is just shooting the damn thing, and sometimes that works. Loophole? I am going on the pill because I cannot handle you getting me preggers with your dirty, awesome, amazing shots anymore. Our child never sees his father, Joffrey. What do I tell little Joffrey Jr.? Oh, daddy's just out being awesome again. That gets old. So if you're gonna keep doing that, I'm going on the pill. I mean, I was kind of thinking about it anyway. It's supposed to clear up your acne and well, whatever. Just knock it off. And then Bozy, squeaker, gets past Ryan Miller. See, Ryan Miller kind of stopped it, but the universe decided to kick in and be like, no, we hate you, and it went in. See, the universe hates Ryan Miller too. Leafs win in the shootout. Yes, I know it's the shootout, but it's 2 points and the Leafs win. Now, let's get to something right away. Bozak remains hot. Regardless of points, he gets the shootout winner. Bozak's line remains hot. It's also got JVR and Phil Kessel on it, so there's that. Peter Holland, with an assist, gets his 10th point in 24 games as a Leaf. That doesn't sound very good. But then consider that all 10 of Holland's points have come in games where he's played 10 or more minutes, and Carlisle hasn't forced him to the 4th line where he's playing with Colton Orr. So in summary, in games with the Maple Leafs where Peter Holland has played more than 10 minutes, he's got 10 points in 14 games. Now remember that and buckle up because here come the numbers rapid fire. Peter Holland, 10 points in 14 games. That's what we're going to count it as. Forget the 10 where he was barely played. 10 points in 14 games. That's 0.714. We'll just say 0.7 points per game. Tyler Bozak, 22 points in 25 games so far this season. That is 0.88 points per game, more than Peter Holland. Nazem Kadri, who most people have called disappointing so far this season, 27 points in 45 games. That is 0.6 points per game. So to put that in perspective, let's pretend none of Bozak, Holland, or Kadri missed a single game this season. Scoring at the paces they're currently scoring at, Tyler Bozak would be on pace for a 72-point season, Peter Holland a 57-point season, and Nazem Kadri a 49-point season. And the reason I get to all this is not to say any one of those guys is better than the other. Not gonna do that. I'm getting a little sick of the internal battle, team Bozak versus team whatever. I'm not talking about that. This comes from all the Nazem Kadri trade speculation. He's a disappointment, he's just not putting it together, I don't think he's the Leafs' second line, blah blah blah, all this stuff. He's basically out of town by now. I'm literally listening to members of the media go, yeah, well, half of the trade speculation is coming from the media. I'm like, what? That's like me doing one of these videos and going, hey, you know what Steve Dangle told me? Hey, you know what this handsome devil who does YouTube videos in a room full of toys told me? That'd be pretty weird, wouldn't it? Here's why I want that talk to just simmer down. Right now, in terms of point production, in terms of pace, Bozak, Holland, Kadri. That's how it looks right now. Then consider this. Tyler Bozak is currently 27. In March, he'll be 28. These would generally be considered his peak years, roughly. For defensemen, it might be a little different, but typically forwards right around now. This is when they should be their best. It's not the same for everyone, but just trends. Peter Holland, meanwhile, just turned 23 like a couple days ago. Happy belated birthday. I didn't see that. And Kadri turned 23 in October. Tyler Bozak made his NHL debut in October of 2009 when he was 23 years and 6 months old. Nazem Kadri is about 23 years and 3 months old right now. Peter Holland is like 23 years and 2 days old. So basically, Kadri and Holland right now are younger than Bozak when he started. So Bozak's point pace this year is 0.88 points per game. That's almost a point per game. It's pretty good. But over Bozak's career, 156 points divided by 263 games, 0.59 points per game. That's lower than Kadri's current pace, which everyone says is disappointing. Now, once again, not dissing Bozak. That's not what this is for. What this is a plea. Please don't deal this kid. Because honestly, I was thinking about it recently and I'm like, you know, the Leafs probably could get good value for Kadri. Who knows what part they get in return? Could be a part they really need, and maybe that's the case. But I think Kadri's too young and the Leafs have put too much time and effort into him to give up on him. Unless you get a real slam dunk of a deal. Doesn't make sense. And some people are saying, well, Peter Holland can just take over his place. Why not keep all three? Then you get 3 young centers under 30, 2 of them under 25. And then some of you will be going, well, what about Bolin? What about Bolin? We don't know how he's going to recover from this. I hope he fully recovers. Trading Kadri seems like the sort of decision that should not be made now. Wait, see if Bolin's okay. If he is, see if he wants to resign. If he does, reevaluate. Until then, unless the return is bonkers, you're nuts. And that's all I gotta say about that. Question of the game, kind of the question of the season. Would you trade Nazem Kadri right now? I expect a lot of the answers to be yes, if the return is good enough. Well, I want you to tell me what good enough return is. Because when the Leafs were always selling at the deadline, we said stuff like, oh, a good prospect would be nice and a few picks. No. This team's in a playoff spot right now. You give me something that can win now. And if you want to throw in some stuff for later too, I'm not opposed to that. That's it for this one. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Check out some links below, some interesting stuff. And I will see you later. Recording a brand new Panago Pizza Steve Dangle podcast tonight. What?